Welcome, friends. Welcome to those who just joined. It is a new month. It is November. And just reading through all the comments of what everyone's creating in this new month. And I'm loving it. So exciting. So fun. I want to lead out with a question today. And that question is, if if you were to allow an AI tool to listen to your conversations all day, every day, and then have AI analyze um, the overall tone of all of your conversations. And if you could go one step further and have it listen to your thoughts. Um, if you were to summarize, just kind of do a basic analysis of all of your words and all of your thoughts, would you say that on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the most positive and 1 being the most negative, where would you say most of your thoughts and words would fall on that continuum? And you don't have to put it in the chat, but you're welcome to if you'd like. Um, and then next question, um, where do you want to be? Um, I have we know a leader in doTERRA who I would put them definitely below a 5, maybe in the 2 to 3 range on the positivity. And it's no surprise to me that they have struggled like in a big way in doTERRA. And I just wish that they could see the power of their words, the power of their thoughts, and how their world, their doTERRA world, is simply a mirror for what they're putting out. Tiffany tells us all the time, everything is energy, and energy doesn't lie. And so and obviously we don't need, if we're struggling, it doesn't mean we're asking you to fake or pretend, but the the lens that you see the world through is largely shaping the experiences that you're having. Um, if you're putting your focus on the struggle, on the hard things, if you're dwelling, if as Tiffany says, if you're um, building a summer home in that hard space, um, then try on the idea that you don't have to, that you can put your focus on what's good, what's working, what's beautiful. What are the light spots in your life? And if you shift your focus to that, you'll be amazed how everything shifts. I can't remember if it was um, Wayne Dyer who said, if you change the way you look at the world you look at changes. And I've seen that over and over and over again. That's the power that we have as agents, as free thinking human beings. We can choose where we put our focus. We can choose what we put energy into. And so I just want to invite you. I'm not suggesting that anybody use AI to listen in on all their conversations, although it probably is already. But just just be more conscious. If you're at a 7, ask yourself, what can I do to move that to an 8 today? If I'm at a 3, what can I do to move that to a 4 or 5? Um, there's there's so much power in where we put our focus. I've heard some people say that success in life all comes down to one thing, and that's conscious management. What are you doing with your consciousness? Are you going with whatever happens? Are you being a victim to whatever life throws at you, or are you choosing to be a creator, to lean into um, uh, creating exactly what it is you want instead of being a victim to what what is. So I love in the comment Mary just said, when someone is in your presence, is their battery charged or is their power drained out of them from your presence? That's a powerful question. So just a couple of thoughts for today. Let's go ahead and dive into questions. So go ahead and raise your hand. We can bring you on live and have a dialogue. It could be about goals. It could be about blocks. It could be about focus, energy, whatever is coming up for you today. Go ahead and raise your hand and we can bring you on live. I love it. Lee says, participating in Tiffany's gratitude series this month. My vibe is high. Yeah, if you haven't heard about that already, go to gratitudeseries.com. And amazingly, the whole thing is free. So you can tune in to amazing presenters. I saw the lineup and just incredible souls. So if you haven't already, plug into that. All right. Who can we serve today? What's coming up for you today? All right, Stephanie is raising her hand, so you want to come on as a panelist?
Hello.
Hi, how are you, Stephanie?
Good. I did in-home class on Saturday that I thought no one was going to show up to because everyone said maybe or no. And I had 4 people show up and 2 enrolled. And I did what you suggested as just signing them up as wellness advocates, not fully just saying this is just in case you decide to share, you can get paid basically. um so I guess my biggest question, I never like my upline hasn't ever like how do you do the wellness consult when you go with them the week later to help them unbox everything? And I don't know, just
So first of all, congratulations. You went from a no-show to 4 people, and you went from 0 enrollments to 2. So those are fantastic numbers and deserve celebrating. That's great. Um, so I would love to hear from the community. What are your tips for Stephanie on the wellness consult? So they've decided to enroll. They're receiving their package, and you're gonna do the unboxing. First of all, I love the fact that you're planning your wellness consult around the arrival of their products. I think that's the perfect time, right? So here are the things that we've found are crucial when you're doing a wellness consult. The number one thing is to get a feel for where they are, where their family is with their health, their health needs, and their health goals. So that's the most important thing. So the Live Guide is designed to not just show the possibilities, but also to do a really deep dive into them and their family's health. So focus on that page that's called the Wellness Consult, right? It's designed around that. Some people offer a health scan at the Wellness Consult because some people are like, "Hey, I'm super healthy. I don't know what I need. I don't think I need anything." And so that there's always stuff that comes up on those health scans. But generally, people are pretty aware. I'm not sleeping great. I've got some back pain, whatever their health issues are. Just getting curious, asking lots of questions, finding out where they are, where they want to be, and then making a plan based on those needs. So doTERRA has lots of lovely, kind of add-ons, I guess you could say. Like if people want their house to smell nice, doTERRA has incredible tools for that. But when you're in a one-on-one setting, the most powerful thing you can do is connect with their deepest needs. And so finding out, Natalie used to be a health coach and she helped dozens of people with fertility issues. Like this was a big deal for them. They wanted to have a child, and to be able to help them with fertility was absolutely life-changing. So find out what that deep need is for them,
Yeah, one of them I know has lots of chronic issues, and that is one of them. They've been trying for years to get pregnant. And then,
Perfect.
yeah, and the other one's premenopausal, so it's more hormone issues. But
Great. Yeah. So go, I mean, if you already know a lot of those issues, go in with kind of a game plan, but don't jump in. Like make sure you give them lots of space to talk through um, what's the pain and then what's the cost of the pain. And it's really powerful when you give them space to actually answer those questions. So, you know, okay, fertility, why is that important to you? And it might seem obvious to a lot of us, but just to give people space to verbalize it, it will help just cement their commitment to solving the issue. And so just give them space for that. And then I love what Rosie is saying in the comments. She's saying, I always print out the vitality assessment and kick off that habit of them doing that monthly. So this is not a one-off experience, but like, your health is an ever-changing landscape. And so committing to, staying the course with finding solutions with their health. I love that. So yeah, those are my main thoughts. Is focus everything around their needs, but just a lot of little details that I suggest at the wellness consults. Number one, make sure they know how to log into their back office. And then once you've done the needs assessment, schedule out their loyalty orders. And if they have a lot of needs, like it sounds like these folks do, it might be 2 or 3 months worth of loyalty rewards orders. So just making sure that they know how to do it, and you're maybe setting it up right there on the spot. That's what I found works best. Is this isn't like, oh yeah, I'll get to that, I'll do it later. It's like, no, let's make sure it's set up and they know, oh yeah, that you're not committed, you're not locked in to these same products every month. You can change them every single month. You never have to get the same products twice. So that's really key. The next thing I would do is, because you're doing the unboxing, I would help them put products where they are going to get used. And so I know this seems super obvious to a lot of you, but the simple act of taking supplements and putting them in the place where, like maybe they're taking their supplements with their breakfast. Where do you eat? Where do you prepare your breakfast? Okay, let's put them there. Should we put them in a vitamin box? Because I don't know about everybody else. Opening 3 bottles was too many for me with Lifelong Vitality. I had to have them in a vitamin box. So it was one click, the box is open, and I'm grabbing 3 different pills. So that's crucial. We call that habit stacking. You know, wherever they already have existing habits, whether it's eating a meal, going to their bedtime routine, putting the products where they're going to get used. So Serenity, where does it live? In my drawer in my bathroom. So that as I'm getting ready for bed, it's right there. I don't have to think about it. It's one and done. So those are really simple things. Diffusers. It's fun to set up diffusers in places where, as they're getting ready for the day, or they're starting to move into their living space in their house. Boom, it's set up and ready to go. So those are a couple of my thoughts. How's that landing? And be sure to read through some of the comments. Some great
yeah,
ideas here.
yeah, I'll read through the comments. That sounds really good about the health assessment that we did, because I did the 90-day reset class is what I taught. And
Awesome.
so yeah, so when I go there, I want to make sure they get their loyalty rewards program all set up. Um and then I guess I don't even know what to help her with infertility exactly, other than let's start with the 90-day reset, and then like where would you go suggest to like learn about that to help her?
Great question. Um, I would definitely start with foundational wellness. I think that's where many issues come. Is the body is ready to create life when it's in a good space, right? So you set that baseline of health and wellness, and then it's going to move into spaces of fertility. So um, sometimes detoxing is a big part of fertility. So Esther just put in the comment, um, there was a detox webinar last night. Laura Jacobs has some great info about the 90-day reset. So yeah, lots of other people are saying 90-day reset. And then Rosie says, do you have the Essential Life book or app? There are recipes and info there that are excellent. And then Sophie says there's a book from Stephanie Fritz about pregnancy, babies, and labor. So more excellent resources.
Okay, that sounds great.
And then Paul is also saying endocrine disruptors are sometimes the biggest blockers to fertility. So there's so many things nowadays that, from perfumes to toxic cleaning chemicals that can just wreak havoc on our endocrine system. So definitely help them with a home detox. So not just like internal detox, but let's get our environment detoxed.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Awesome. Great question. Thanks for coming on, Stephanie. Okay. Lots of more comments there. So be sure to scroll through those. I'm just checking now to see if I missed any questions. So Esther is asking who watched the detox webinar last night? And do we know about the reset class Laura's doing? Okay, I think that's a comment for Stephanie. So yeah, Laura is an absolute gift when it comes to a wealth of knowledge. So I'm positive she would have resources in her Enroll Pro library about fertility. So, okay, so I guess Stephanie can't see. Oh, okay, so I'm going to copy and paste the comments, and hopefully that doesn't feel like spam to anyone, but there is, oh boy, that didn't work. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe I'll just do them one by one. Okay. So somebody asked in the chat, I think it was Mary, I'd love to know more about the essential emotions coaching certification. So I would love to speak to that. So many of you have been around for quite a while in doTERRA, and the longer I'm on the planet, the more I'm convinced that the key to success in life is managing your emotions. Whether it's your marriage, your business relationships, your parenting, emotions are just the water that we swim in. And if we play victim to our emotions, then it limits in such a huge way our potential and everything that we can create. So I would just so as in our doTERRA journey, we could do a lot of in fact we did a lot of mindset coaching in the early days, and we designed a lot of our trainings around cleaning up your mindset, having good thoughts and positive thoughts. But what we realized in mentoring hundreds and hundreds of team members and Crossline is that it's not the thoughts that are usually the issue, it's the emotions. The places where we get stuck is, we might have a fantastic mindset, but emotionally, there are much, much deeper issues. So the most common things we found are, feeling people not feeling worthy of success, feeling like it's not for them and that it's for other people. And so what Natalie and I realized was if we're going to have um, success in helping people connect with their purpose, then um, we need to help people with our emotions. So that's when we took over the Essential Emotions book. And quickly thereafter, we created a coaching certification because we wanted this to be a movement. We wanted this to not just be us having amazing tools. We wanted hundreds and even thousands of people empowered to lead others through managing their emotions. And so that's when we came up with the process that we call the emotional breakthrough process. And then we created the coaching around that. So to become an emotions coach is really to to hone your skills, um, creating and holding space for others as they awaken to their patterns, awaken to their pain and the things that are holding them back. So emotions coach is one name for it. But to me, to be an emotions coach is to be um, a success coach. It's to be a true friend. Um, the work is so deep and so profound. And we've just loved watching what's happened as we've had I think we have over 1,500 coaches now who are now certified. And to watch them and hear their testimonials of how simple the process is and how much it's impacted their relationships, their doTERRA business, just their sense of self, um, their sense of purpose. It's been so rewarding because they're living their purpose and they're leaning into this empowerment movement of opening doors of freedom for others. So that's a really high level summary of what the emotion coaching certification is. On a real granular level, Natalie, Robin Jones, Cherie Burton, and Amanda Porter were the four who partnered together to create all the video training, to create the workbook. So when you sign up to become a coach, you're going to get access to all of uh, their their video training. Um, I think um, I think altogether it's about 10 hours of video training. But to get certified, you need to give 10 sessions and you need to receive 3 sessions. So those are just kind of some of the nuts and bolts of how it's laid out. You can go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Some people knock it out in a couple weeks. Some people spread it out over a year. It's really just based on you and your availability and your desires. Sometimes we come together. Some people are sick and tired of online trainings, and so we allow in person. And so I'd have to check the calendar to see when the next one is. But you can go to essentialemotions.com/events to find out for yourself. To learn more about the coaching program, you can go to essentialemotions.com/coach. So I'll put the link in there and go and check that out. And yeah, come join us. This is not something we can do by ourselves. Um, we need all of us to be in the movement, to be committed to growth and freedom and breakthrough. And we haven't found a better tool for that than the emotions tools. For those who don't know, it's all based on the Essential Emotions book. Um, and so it's, yeah, it's really, really deep, really rewarding work. For those of you who are aware of the emotions movement, um, maybe I can share a couple of new tools. Um, so we just came out with a new format for uh, for people to access the emotional work. And so one is the breakthrough circle. And so basically we've created a 4-page guide for anybody who wants to lead breakthrough circles. And then we have some really cool invitations, and then we have some reflection cards for people to use as they attend the breakthrough circles. But these are really just meant to be more intimate groups of people. They tend to be smaller. So maybe, 3 to 6 people. Um, and it's just a really beautiful space. There's music, somatic movement, um, and that's just been really fun. We also have a new class called Ride the Waves. So all these things are available at essentialemotions.com. So go check them out and yeah, come join the movement. Um, Brenda says, I love the emotions work. All my classes this week are emotions classes. I love it. Andrea says, I highly recommend it. Best training ever. And it's also helped my business. Thank you for that. I love that. Yeah, we get to hear from people all over the world who are just loving the process, loving um, the tools, the simplicity. Um, it was kind of inspired. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Byron Katie's work. She wrote a book called Loving What Is, but I just loved how she had a free worksheet that you could download, and anybody could download it and go through it. They could watch videos. And so we wanted the same thing, but in the world of oils and emotions. So that was kind of our inspiration, and it's working. We're hearing from so many. So thank you for those who posted their comments. Okay, any other questions? Go ahead and raise your hand, and or you can post them in the chat. Andrea saying, I also love the meditations for each oil on the app. So for those who don't know, the emotions, the Essential Emotions Plus app has had some really cool upgrades in the last couple of years. And what they're talking about is the meditations. So if you click on meditate, you'll see that there's a meditation for each oil. And they're based on the oil descriptions in the book. And so it's it's the same concepts, but it's written in the form of kind of a poetry like meditation. So it's really fun. Um, and then there's some nice music and a recorded voice with many of them. Also in the app, I talked about how the breakthrough circle has somatic movement as part of it. And so there's also a tab in the app called Movement, and that's where you can access the Move with Joe recordings. So that's a really cool thing. And then if you are going through the coaching program, you can access that through the course link there. So, and then obviously the whole book is in there, the oil descriptions, body system, and the emotion section. Um, okay. Mary says, if you come in person to be trained, is it a 1-day event? Yes. Yeah. So we plow through the video training, and now you've knocked that out. But then you need to do the sessions. You need to practice um, offering breakthrough sessions um, to get certified. So you're done with the training part, and then you just need to do the practice part. Okay. So Gene, yes, the app is available without the training. So basically, the app itself, Essential Motions Plus, is the book content, right? So when you're subscribing with the app, that's kind of the base offering, right? and then and the meditations are included with that. The add-ons are things like the Move with Joe and the emotions coach course. So those two on the right are add-ons. They're not required. Yeah, the app has been really, really well received. We've been getting lots of good feedback on that. Okay, Karina is raising her hand.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Welcome.
Hi. Um, I'm driving, so I didn't want to text this in the chat.
No worries.
So, and I should know this, and I kind of do, but I kind of overthink things. So I have a girl that's wanting to build. She signed up with the Aroma Touch training kit and is wanting to go that route. And so I'm really excited. But so what I want to like do a business call, like explain the comp plan and all that. I still feel like I don't really know the new comp, and I've been trying to understand it and watching videos, and I know it'll click once I start doing it, but where can I go, or what's like a good video or some content that I could
Yeah,
listen to or go through with her or something?
great question. So when doTERRA was making some upgrades to the comp plan, this was one of our concerns. We're like, oh shoot, this is going to be hard to explain. There's more complexity. But then we were hosting an Experience doTERRA, and Christian Rizame got up and he taught the comp plan. And these are to brand new people, right? These are to folks who are just checking out the business. They're not even in the business. And the way he taught it was so powerful and so simple. And what he did was he basically just went through the build guide and he just walked through, here are the ways that doTERRA wants to pay you, and here's how you can maximize the compensation plan. And what's cool is all the new changes to the comp plan, they all take care of themselves for brand new people. So, all of the PGV and the TGV, that happens organically for brand new builders. And so what I love about these changes is it hasn't changed the way we teach the comp plan. It's actually made it
Okay.
just it self-regulates. And so that's what it was kind of an epiphany we had sitting by Seth Rizame as his son Christian is teaching, like, oh my gosh, like this just works.
We can teach it the same way.
Yeah. So
Okay,
if I'm
that's
so if I'm teaching to a new person, I'm not going to bring up PGV. I'm not going to bring up TGV.
It's just not helpful,
Yeah,
right?
it's too much.
But the principles are the same. The comp plan is the same. Yeah, so we'll pull up the build guide and we can demo how we would do that or connect you to another one. Oh yeah, because Matt
It's-
has done this recent.
I did watch the Matt Hall one. It's pretty
Yeah.
long in detail, and it actually, like what you just said, like it happens organically. I was like, that finally clicked. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even need to worry about this stuff. Like this is already happening, like whether you are thinking about it or not. It's just doing
Totally.
its thing. So
Yep.
is the Seth resume, was that recorded?
I don't think it was.
But it literally is
Yeah.
what we've always done to
Yeah.
walk through people through a build
Okay.
guide. So
Okay, so let me just tell you
Yep.
what I think, and then you can clarify. So the power of three, you gotta have $500 on your front line.
Yep.
You
500
and your
PV, yeah.
500 PV, and
Yep.
then your fast start. And every time you sign someone up, that's your fast start. So you get 20% for the first 60 days.
60
Correct?
days of the new person. Yeah.
Okay. What else?
So
Is
the
that
only
right?
thing I think you said that with the power of three, it's your frontline and you. So that's one of the changes with the new comp plan is the pod of 500 does not include you. It's
Oh,
they
yeah.
take everyone on your front line and they add all the LRPs together. So it's not just the 100 PV LRPs, it's all the LRPs.
The
So-
little random ones too.
Yep.
Okay, okay. That's right. And then that's kind of it. And then,
Yeah.
do you guys go through like, you can make money when you rank up. You can make money, like all the ways to make money.
So we're always showing them the build guide. And that's one of the things we love about the build guide is it has the incomes right under every single rank on that visual, the chart I'm talking about.
Yes.
So that's what we love about it is we normally just talk about the first few ranks and then we let them read the rest of the ranks. And we don't go into a whole lot of detail like on unilevel. When it comes to like the leadership pools, I like to say that as you grow in doTERRA, it's kind of like you own stock in the company because you're getting shares every month. And so you're getting a piece of all the work of everyone in the company. So it's like being a shareholder. And that's as simple as I make it. I don't go into what percentages for who and you know what I mean? It's because they don't need to
Yeah,
at the beginning.
that's great. That's perfect. I love that. That makes it more understandable. Cool. Thank you. I feel better. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. I love that you're like, hey, I'm dialing it in. I have this block. It's coming up for me again and again. Wherever you see the hesitation, right? That's where it's like, okay, let's dial in. Because what we've found is overwhelm in any form, right? It's not our best self. It's when things are, out of focus, and perspective can take away that overwhelm in just a moment. So I love that we each have that option.
Yes, so true. Yes, thank you. All right, hopping
Yeah.
off. You guys have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you.
And for anybody who wants to watch Matt Hall's video, we put that in the chat. If you're watching the replay, you can just go onto YouTube and search Matt Hall comp plan. And it's the one that's like, what is it, 7 minutes?
Yeah.
No, it's 30 minutes. So it is more in depth. It's going into more detail than you need to share with a first person, but a beginner, right? Someone who's just checking things out. But it's a fantastic video. He's one of my favorite presenters in all of doTERRA, and I am a little biased, but he does a fantastic job. So go check that out.
So moving to Michelle's question, she had a functional medicine doctor tell her that essential oils are endocrine disruptors. And in our world today, like an endocrine disruptor is a bad, bad thing, right? And so I think this is a really great question so you can address that, right? The trick here is on endocrine disruption. Right now, like, what do we know about that? We know that candles, all the scents, perfumes, like all of those things that are unnatural are definitely endocrine disruptors and not working with the body. I think what we are dealing with is how do we reconcile when we have a pure, powerful plant substance, right? Like doTERRA essential oils. How do we reconcile that? Because some studies have shown that elements of essential oils like linalool, that some constituents can disrupt your endocrine system. So the thing I would challenge there is just those constituents are working with the body. And I don't think that doTERRA's essential oils are disrupting what should be happening in your endocrine system. They are only adding to what's happening. The definition of endocrine disruptor is very broad. And there were just a few instances where they found like linalool had that impact, right? The case reports are very small. And they were with impure essential oils. So,
One of the stories that I like to point out is there were some articles that reported that some lavender caused breast development in boys. And this was actually addressed, was it Dr. Hill who addressed this at convention?
yep.
And they went back and they took a closer look at these studies. And what they found is there was no actual lavender in any of the products that these boys were exposed to. And so it was actually garbage research, but it's super great clickbait. And so you can see why posts like that and any kind of articles would get a lot of attention. And so it cracks me up what passes as science sometimes. But if you look under the covers sometimes, it ain't science.
I love what, just differentiating with the purity. We are working with the body, and if there is any disruption, it is happening in a positive way. So I remember going down to Australia early on. So this is 2010. And I had used, 5 different lines of essential oils extensively. Like, we knew essential oils, and I kept having to have these conversations. Hey, we are talking about a whole other world of essential oils. And people were applying these statements and research findings or case studies to doTERRA when it just didn't make sense to apply it to doTERRA. We were dealing with a whole other world of essential oils. And that's why sometimes what people believe about essential oils just isn't relevant in our world. Yeah, I love it. Right? It's insane, some of the things that come forward. And we live in a day where it's tricky to discern. And there's so many answers and so much noise. So I love being able to trust the purity and trust our bodies, right? Again, bring it back to, are you willing to experience it and see how it feels for yourself? This is all the purity. This is why it's a whole different world of essential oils. And, you labeling it based on this other past essential oils and the rest of the world of essential oils isn't relevant.
Awesome. What other questions do you have? Go ahead and raise your hand. We can bring you on live or post any questions in the chat.
I love what Andy brought up on the comp plan, that truly we can teach it as we did before. And when you teach it initially, you're teaching it just to inspire, to give a vision. And all of the detail isn't really helpful until further down the road. And it makes it better and better for people to come into doTERRA right now. We just launched a couple of teams, and they are hitting all of the marks because it's natural. That's flow. It's created for that.
All right, any other questions today? All right, well, if not, thank you so much for tuning in this week. And thank you for all the great comments. I loved all the testimonials about the emotions work. Somebody asked about the coaching program, so we did a deep dive on that. And
I want to make one announcement because I've just
Please.
been talking on the side. You know, there are some great things coming forward right now, and I think now more than ever, maybe you like us are feeling this like, wow, how do we tell the story of natural solutions? How do we give the gifts of the earth back what they have given us? And so we were talking with the people at Essential Life. They want to sponsor some events where we go back to just like, hey, we're telling it straight. This is what's happening. And the phones stay at the door, but we have a panel of people that answer questions that are submitted and real answers. And so we will be holding an event to answer that need, and it's going to be on November 20th.
Nice.
That's Thursday night, November 20th. We're doing it here first, and then we'll share the template of what we're doing, but we invite you to give back for all that the gifts of the earth have given you and your family and those you love. It's time to open our mouths. It's time to share more, right? How would you like to be in the room with a Brannick Riggs? We're still making invitations and solidifying things. So we've got Brannick on the docket. Lauren, how would you like to be in the room with Laura Jacobs? Maybe Judy Sears. We're getting the right people on this panel, but let's speak about the power of these natural solutions unrestrained when we are in these settings, so that we can really know how to help the world heal. We are about that. That's everything that doTERRA is. That is doTERRA's purpose. So we are feeling this call to go back to that purpose now more than ever. And that is our invitation to you. Yeah, the good question, right? Because we're deciding that we just spoke with some people and planning this morning.
We'll definitely keep you posted here.
Yeah.
So stay tuned here.
I would also say, since Essential Life is sponsoring it, that you can find details on the Essential Life. Can they follow Essential Life?
Oh yeah. So I know that on Facebook they have a group called the Essential Life, and then they also have a new, I think I saw they started a new Instagram channel. So just search the Essential Life on Facebook and Instagram.
The Essential Life, follow their details will follow, but plan on that night. Get it in your calendars right now if you're here locally, and we'll bring more insight to this call so that we can keep you posted and keep you in touch with how to do that. Okay?
There's some people who showed interest in doing the coaching training in person. Have we looked at dates for holding another in person?
No, but I can look at that and see what we can get on the docket for next year.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks for the request. Yeah, the Essential Life book.
Yeah, I think on Instagram you have to put book in to find them. That one's a newer account, I think. Anyways, it looked like it was just getting started, but the Facebook is pretty established. So, yep, definitely stay tuned there.
Let's get back to what we're about, helping the world heal. So grateful for you and all you do to help your world heal, your life, your family, your community, your leaders, your people, whoever you're called to serve. You just keep focusing on that and everything else will come into place. Love you.
Love you.